On the hill stands what remains of the castle of the De Veres, Earls of Oxford but Lords of Essex and Suffolk, their pennant fluttering in the wind. Down in the smoke of the village lies the church, its tower echoing the keep on the hill. Both are big, aristocratic buildings, which today look disdainfully out over the housing estates of the upper River Colne. From the entrance to the churchyard, the church presents a Norman chancel with an east wheel window and steep roof. In front of it stands a tall Norman cross, its decoration apparently carved on a Saxon upright. The contrasting tower is a Tudor affair with buttresses, battlements, pinnacles, and a stair turret with 18th century cupola. Over the west window are the badges of the 16th century John de Vere, including his whistle and chain as High Admiral, his chair of estate as Great Chamberlain, the ox and ford, the rebus of Earl of Oxford, and the De Vere five-pointed star. The interior is big and Norman, lifted into the air by its magnificent double hammer-beam roof, circa 1535, every bit a match for the boisterous Norman of the nave below. The nave displays a mix of rounded and pointed arches, lightened above by a spacious clerestory. The church is proud of its doors, of which it still has 3 intact from the Norman period. The south door is known as the skin door, for traces of human skin were once found pinned to it. This ancient and horrible practice is believed to have been a punishment, clearly ineffective as a deterrent, for stealing from a church. The chancel is reached through a superb screen of circa 1400. It has open ogee arches rising through panel tracery to an embossed frieze. But the cusping inside the arches and the spandrels, pierced like lace collars, suggest a carver of almost oriental delicacy. The Norman chancel has windows united by continuous arcading. Here too is another De Vere, the 15th Earl of Oxford, who died in 1539, whose tomb chest has a relief of a man and a woman carved on the black marble top. It is unusually deep cut, halfway between an effigy and an incised slab.
people that have quoted these, look. By Void, I think. Void. Look at the church here, look. Look. Oh, the Doomsday book's not here, is it?
Can you remember what sort of day you had? What did you do during the day?
What did we do? We just reading, writing, arithmetic.
Did you? Yes. Anything else? Did you get taught sewing or anything?
I don't think very much, not in the primary school. I think we made woolly balls, didn't we, on round and class balls. I can remember that.
Yes. Did you have any PE or anything?
I suppose it must have been that I might be too fancy. No, it's not.
Did you have any religion in school or anything?
So you were about 10? I was about 10 then, yeah. Now, at that point, what was happening was that children were being removed from the orphanage then, because there was, after the war, of course, there were people who were getting rid of evacuees, not getting rid of them, but they had had evacuees. And in many cases, they were ready to accept new children into their homes. And so that was the case with me, my brother. So we came to Castle Hedingham in 1947, as far as I can remember. And the Corder family had evacuees during the war.
Okay.
The Corder family. Now, the situation in the village was that there were lots of evacuees. I think about 160 in all. They were shared, I think, between the two villages, but there were very few houses where the people were able that didn't have evacuees with them. They could be, boys or girls, and they were shared out. I'm not quite sure how that was done, whether it was said that you must have those children, you must have those. Maybe it was done like that in the wartime. People, trod on other people's toes a bit.